Kitty ASMR.
We start with one topic, but we just see where we end up. You know, it's basically the game of telephone. This is Tangent Telephone. Wait, how did we end up here?
Hello and welcome back to There Has Been a Goddamn Fucking Mariachi Band, literally, practicing again. I feel like this is the third time this has happened. Practicing outside of my apartment for the last 6.5 hours. And I've been seated here for the last 2-ish hours in preparation for this. I was just hoping they would fucking stop at some point. Like, how long does one need to practice mariachi? Well, there were 6 of them. So I am beginning to develop a migraine with aura because I've just been sitting here with a bright light shined on me. I should have turned the light off. I do realize this. Anyway, hi and welcome. Before we get into my fucked up face, be a gem, rate this podcast 5 stars, leave me a review, subscribe to the YouTube channel, subscribe to the podcast, do all of the things, por favor. Also, if you want to participate in polls, and I post on the stories and the feed and everything too, follow the podcast on Instagram and Twitter. It's always linked down below. What else? Oh, also what's going to be linked below in the video and in the show notes always is the link to leave a voicemail. I actually today I ended up posting on Instagram being ask your advice here and ask your questions here, because for whatever reason, I was trying to post to Snapchat the link to leave a voicemail, and it was saying that the page was broken and not found. So I was like, what the fuck? Went on my laptop, also couldn't find it, couldn't log into the website, and I was like, what is happening? Did I lose access to my voicemail? That's so sad. And it wasn't working, and so I posted on Instagram and asked for questions and advice there. But then literally right before I hit record just now, I was like, let me check one more time, and I was able to go to the page. So we'll see if I can log in. I'm not sure yet, but anywho, go leave a voicemail. Apparently it needed to take a little nap and be offline for a minute. My eyes literally hurt so bad. I also am kind of hungover today. I didn't drink for almost 2 weeks, and then I drank last night. Not feeling so hot today for a multitude of reasons, actually. So since we last spoke a week ago on Halloween, I have not been doing so great, if I'm being honest. Ooh, maybe I'll move this and she will go up there. Oh my god, if she would, is she gonna join us on the tree for this episode? Oh my gosh, I will cry. I might have to rearrange this whole thing if she decides to. Oh, look at it. She's just perching. Audio listeners, you are missing out. You are missing out. Hi, Poop. Hi. Oh, thank you for the face lick. Kitty ASMR. Okay, cool. We have a friend for the time being. She's my emotional support while I tell this tragic story, and she's going to be eating my hair. A week ago is actually the day that I dropped my boyfriend off at the airport. He went to Colombia for a week basically, and I picked him up last night. I'm going to insert a photo of how I picked him up, because get you a girl that does this is all I'm saying, or a guy that does this. So when the situation that I'm about to talk about happened, he was in Colombia and I was alone and in pain. Last Friday afternoon, I was minding my own goddamn business as usual, okay, running errands. I stopped at one of those drop boxes, a UPS drop box, because I had a package that I needed to ship through UPS, okay? And I had just gone to the post office. Not that that's relevant to this story, but I went to the post office and shipped some stuff, and then I had one that I had to ship through UPS, okay? So I'm driving and I see a UPS drop box on the side of the road, right? So I pull over, I walk on over to it. I'm in not a great area. It's essentially a Hollywood Boulevard, a little side street off of Hollywood Boulevard. So I'm walking over to the drop box with my package in hand, and it's Hollywood on a Friday afternoon, early evening. It's loud. There's a bunch of different shit going on. Across the street, there was a girl with a huge boa. No, is that the kind of snake? Yeah, boa constrictor, I guess, around her neck. And there's people singing, trying to make money. There's literally the Joker walking back and forth between the same 10 feet. Just, it's a sight to be seen when you go to Hollywood Boulevard. I do not frequent. It's like loud and there's a bunch of shit going on, and it's just it's a lot of overstimulation. But I hear someone pretty close to me like, "Mamacita, hey," you know, saying, I don't even know what he was saying. He was like catcalling me and being like, "Hey baby," and like whatever, but also like slurring his words, so you could tell that he was definitely drunk or on something. And I did, like, out of my peripheral glance over to see what is the specimen that's yelling at me. And unfortunately, like, this is such a normal situation that I'm not really thinking much of it. I'm just ignoring them like usual. And I'm like, I'm just gonna go mail my fucking package. Side note, I had one AirPod in, as I usually do when I'm like out running errands. I like to have one AirPod in, whether I'm listening to a podcast or not. I feel like, I don't know, it's like my comfort AirPod. It's like I feel like no one's gonna talk to me, but also I sometimes want to listen to a podcast. Anyway, I had one podcast, or I had one AirPod in, and I'm just ignoring this guy, and he's getting like more aggressive with the shit he's saying, but I'm, again, literally just ignoring him. And I drop the package in the little thing, and I hear this guy is getting closer to me, and I'm ready to just like book it over to like the crosswalk area so that I can cross the street and get in my car. And as I am literally, like, this happened so fast, I don't even know. As I'm like turning around, kind of, I didn't even fully turn around. I just like turned a quarter so I could walk. I hear this guy like so fucking close to me, like behind me on the right. And so I kind of like just look over, because at this point, this is one of those situations where I would just be like, ew, or like stop, or like shut up. Sometimes like it depends on my mood, and it depends on what's going on, where I am, whatever. Sometimes I'll just be like, shut the fuck up, or like, please don't speak to me. So I'm like, I'm probably gonna do that. I'm gonna turn around, I'm probably gonna be like, ew. I turn around, and this motherfucking crazy-eyed man, so decrepit, I don't even, just a disgusting man who likely was homeless, I would assume, based on his smell, number one. Oh my god, appearance and everything. And also definitely drunk, probably on drugs, whatever. Just fully punches me in the face. There was no, like, that I saw, like, wind up. I have to sneeze. Wow. There wasn't, like, I didn't see his arm, like, really come back. Literally, it just, like, as I turned, it's like his fist was about to be there. It's not a blur because I didn't get knocked out. I didn't fall over. I definitely, like, initially what I did, I think I just, like, took it and then put my hand to my face. Later, like, a few seconds later, because a few, like, women were across the street in a Starbucks, and they literally came out. Also, by the way, there were people outside. Like, these women were across the street in a Starbucks looking out the window, and they saw, and they, like, ran over. But there were definitely, like, groups of people, if I recall correctly, like, I don't know, maybe 20 to 30 feet away-ish, and they didn't see, who knows. Anyway, these two women ran out. And at that point, that's when I, like, hunch over, and I'm just, like, trying to understand what the fuck just happened. Long story short, I guess, for, like, what happened after. The police did come. In fact, they were, like, nearby. They're just always around that area. At that point, the guy had, like, I don't even fucking know where he went. I was not looking at him, but he had, like, left the area for sure. Yeah, I mean, I guess I'll spare you all of the, like, the details of what happened after, because it's not that exciting. But I will say that probably 30 seconds after he punched me, and, like, the women had just gotten to me, maybe 20 seconds, I had been holding my cheek because he literally punched me in the cheek. And look, it's been 4 or 5 days. It was so swollen for the first 3 days. Holy shit. It still is. It still looks fucking weird. I don't know how well you're gonna be able to tell right now because I have a ring light on me, but like any other lighting, it is a little bit alarming. If you're watching the video, it was right there. Like, honestly, he could have punched me a little bit higher up and given me, like, a high cheekbone. It's kind of giving, like, low, saggy cheekbone. You know, I had my hand, like, over my cheek where he hit me and where it hurt. But then I'm, like, noticing that I feel something up near my temple, and I touch it, and there's blood there. And I'm like, what the fuck? Why is my temple bleeding? Or, like, maybe not my temple. You can't see because I have a little tape thingy over it, but it's, like, in my hairline where, like, my sideburn is. That's where the blood is. I'll put in a photo. I love that we have our little visitor here for this episode. I love that she's, like, on the perch that's not even, like, the comfy one. Like, what the heck? And just facing away from us. This is a little bit rude. So yeah, I'm like, my temple's bleeding. What the fuck? I end up needing only 2 stitches, just fine with me. The placement is like, honestly, it couldn't have been more ideal. It's like hidden, like I said, kind of like in my sideburn. Yeah, just 2 stitches. But I guess I did get punched in the cheek, but it's sort of like, sometimes if you get punched like near your mouth, or like if you hit your head, for example, whatever, like your lip will split, or like your eyebrow will split, and it might not be like exactly where you got hit. I think it's just sort of the pressure of it all, and then like it needing to come out somewhere, if that makes sense. Like I didn't get hit where I have my stitches, I got hit in the cheek. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, and it doesn't really hurt there that I can tell, just my cheek hurts. That's that. I looked like ET on half of my face for a couple days, and now it honestly still looks fucking weird, and honestly, I don't like it, but the whole experience, like that happening, unfortunately it's not like the weirdest or the worst thing, for sure not the worst thing, but it's not like yeah, it sounds crazy. Even my boyfriend was like, what do you mean you just got punched, like what were you doing? And I'm like, I was mailing a fucking package, sir, thank you. First of all, I've had interactions like this with either like homeless or drunk people in the past in broad daylight before. One time at a gas station, okay, it was a woman. Anyway, so it's like, it sounds unusual, but like unfortunately it's just not. And I realized that like it's not that bad. I didn't get shot, you know. It's more so I was shaken up from it. I think just because, I don't know, obviously getting punched in the face, like for me personally, as someone who has been in an abusive relationship that was physically abusive, it really brought back some stuff that, like, I always have said that like the worst part of being in an abusive relationship was the mental I just combined emotional and mental, the mental and emotional abuse. And I do kind of still believe that, because it rewired my brain. It just stuck with me in a whole different way. But like, you know, getting thrown into walls, into glass mirrors and having them shatter, getting hit in the face, being like pushed. There's one time I got pushed backwards and like just shoved. I literally got shoved like over the arm of a couch, and I fell back and hit like the top of my spine on a table. And I remember that, like that was the craziest pain, I think, because it was my spine. But yeah, anyway, just even though it was a totally random person that did it, it just it brings back some feelings for sure, and some, you know, not so great memories. But that's okay, and like pretty well versed in dealing with that kind of thing. What are you doing? Why are you making weird mouth sounds? Why are you making weird mouth sounds? Oh, hello. Do you want to say hello to the people? She's so cute. I do have PTSD and CPTSD, and I feel like this is gonna sound weird as fuck, but this whole getting punched in the face situation weirdly gave me like a bit of confidence or hope or something, because for whatever reason, being like physically abused hasn't really been something that I've necessarily dealt with like my PTSD and my triggers and things. I mean, granted, I'm definitely a very jumpy, and like I will flinch if I see especially a man like coming at me in some way like quickly. I don't spiral. I don't get like stuck in those memories, nothing like that. But as far as other things, for whatever it is, like there's a lot of things that trigger my PTSD when it comes to like a couple main events that happened, and it's been a little bit frustrating recently, because I'll go for periods of time where I feel like I've really like worked through the event in a way where it's like, okay, I'm probably not gonna have to deal with this, you know, at least not like in a debilitating way, but then something will re-trigger it, and like I will be just totally knocked down again, and that's frustrating for sure. I'm actually kind of in that spot right now, but being punched, and then like I was triggered for like a minute, and I was shaken up the rest of the night and for the next day, but since then, like I haven't felt anything other than like my face hurts. Like I'm not really associating it with like being a traumatic event. So I don't know if that made any fucking sense. You need to be watching the video, because we have a cute little guest. As far as things that I wanted to talk about, that's kind of the main one, mostly because I had so many questions about that, which I understand because I did post a photo on my Instagram story. Obviously, a lot of people were asking what happened and everything, and so just wanted to give the little lowdown here. And yeah, I guess that's like the short version of it. Obviously, there's more that goes along with it, but Yeah. Honestly, my eyes hurt so fucking bad from looking at this light. I'm sad because we have a cute little guest right now, but I want to go to the phone booth and to advice questions. Oh, I don't know if you can hear that little sandpapery tongue. I want to go to phone booth, advice questions, maybe voicemails if I can freaking log in. That would be amazing. And as usual, the phone booth is in my car, where I think I'm honestly just gonna keep it. I kind of like splitting things up and having like half of the pod be here and half be in my car, because why not? Although it is dark outside, even though it's only like 5:15, because daylight savings, which I don't mind. However, it needs to get cold. I want to put up my Christmas tree and Christmas decorations so that I can enjoy them for a long time this year, because I did not get to enjoy mine for a long time last year. It's like hard for me to mentally do that when it's 85 degrees outside. And then also when it gets dark so early, when it's still hot out, it's like, I don't like it. I don't like it. No, I do not. What are you looking at? Why are your eyes so big? Let's head to my car, aka the phone booth, and get down to business to defeat the Huns. Did they send me daughters when I asked for sons? Just kidding, I would never ask for sons. The fuck was James thinking when he wrote this prompt?